Caitlin Clark going to be playing here in Baltimore this summer at CFG Bank Arena. The Washington Mystics announced their 2 games with the Indiana Fever being moved from their home arena in D.C. to a larger venue in order to accommodate the anticipated crowd.
You might have thought the rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese was just about basketball, but it's quickly turning into a major event for the entire city.
I'm just going to point it out for all of you. This is Angel Reese's home stomping grounds, by the way. So moving to Baltimore.
The Washington Mystics just made a bold move that's getting a lot of attention. They're shifting their home games against Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever to Angel Reese's hometown of Baltimore, Maryland. Let's be real, this is a money move by the Mystics. But Angel Reese's fans are not happy about it. The big question is, why not just keep the game at Capital One Arena in DC like last season? Did the Mystics intentionally put Reese in a tough spot where she could be overshadowed in her own city? No matter how you look at it, this decision is stirring up drama for the WNBA, and honestly, we can't wait to see how it all plays out.
Official release, straight from the NBA website, man. Indiana Fever 2025 road games at Mystics moved to Baltimore. So Angel, man, I mean, listen, y'all made a big deal 2 weeks ago about a Caitlin Clark billboard being put up in Chicago.
According to the NBA website, the Indiana Fever's 2025 road games against the Mystics have been moved to Baltimore. And honestly, Angel, I mean, remember how much attention everyone made over that Caitlin Clark billboard just 2 weeks ago? This just keeps adding fuel to the fire.
But her attention, her notoriety is based off Caitlin Clark. Because she wins the national title, first thing she does, she mocks Caitlin Clark. And then she doesn't even celebrate with her teammates. So she's made it personal with Caitlin Clark. Then she's played off of that.
Angel Reese's fans are freaking out, and honestly, the reactions are priceless. Caitlin Clark is about to steal the spotlight in Reese's own hometown, not just once, but twice this season. The meltdown from Reese's supporters is pure entertainment. What's happening here is the full force of the Caitlin Clark effect, and spoiler alert, it has nothing to do with Angel Reese's flashy moves. The WNBA is getting a front row seat to true star power, and Baltimore is about to feel it in a big way.
So it's been hard for me, but adjusting and just kind of have that mindset of just moving on has been something I try to give myself a little bit of grace.
Chicago fans got a taste of this when Caitlin Clark played there earlier. The energy in the arena was off the charts, every seat was packed, and the excitement was unreal. But let's be real, fans weren't there to watch Angel Reese struggle on the court or overreact to simple plays. They came to see Caitlin Clark do what she does best, dominate the game, break records, and bring a level of excitement to the league that hasn't been seen in years. This is what the WNBA has been waiting for, a true star who draws big crowds and creates real buzz. And, sorry, but that kind of excitement isn't coming from Reese's exaggerated celebrations after a 5-point, 10-rebound game.
There's a very thin line between hate and facts, and what I believe to be the case is that there was incremental growth in the WNBA comparatively to the exponential growth we are seeing now. What I'm about to tell y'all I haven't heard before, so I doubt you have either. Before the 2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means...
Now, Sky fans who think Angel Reese is the new face of the WNBA are scrambling to save face every time Caitlin Clark steps onto their home court. It's a harsh reality check. Reese's supporters have been hyping her as the next big star, but here's the truth, you can't be the face of the league if no one outside your fan base is paying attention. The only time Reese makes headlines is when she's caught in controversy, missing easy shots, or throwing shade at other players. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is doing what true superstars do, breaking records, filling arenas, and bringing a whole new crowd to the sport.
No, a lot of people say that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. That is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. We all know what she's done on the floor. It's history, right? But off the floor, my goodness, she and the Indiana Fever accounted for 45% of all the broadcast value of the WNBA last season. She accounted also for helping drive the numbers of merchandising up 500%. Of course, her jersey was #1.
The irony is, even Angel Reese's biggest supporters have to admit what the rest of us have known all along. The WNBA is thriving because of Caitlin Clark. Before she joined the league, attendance was spotty, TV ratings were low, and national interest was fading. Now, arenas are packed, broadcasts are breaking records, and every team wants a piece of the Caitlin Clark experience. Let's face it, it's not because Angel Reese is putting up solid stats against weaker teams. It's because Clark is a once-in-a-generation player who makes every game a must-watch event.
Yeah, let me tell you about Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark has brought so many eyes to women's basketball that it's amazing. A dude named Acho, I forgot his first name, is something Acho.
Emmanuel Acho.
Yeah. He showed how in 5 days before the draft, she made the WNBA more money than they would have made in the next 5 years without.
Chicago fans are clinging to the idea that Angel Reese belongs in the same conversation as Caitlin Clark, but let's break it down. Clark is effortlessly sinking logo three-pointers, making impossible passes, and creating viral moments every game. Reese? She's playing hard, no question, but there's a big difference between being a high-energy role player and being a true franchise cornerstone. The WNBA is a business, and when it comes to the player selling tickets, jerseys, and boosting TV ratings, the answer is clear. And here's a hint, it's not the one flexing after a routine layup.
Jeez. Man. Y'all were mad about that billboard a couple of weeks ago, the Reese's Pieces were. I mean, I just... This is going to annoy Angel. I know it is. And I know that they had to because the MCI Center, whatever, Verizon Center is under renovation. But still.
It's not just the fans having a hard time accepting this new reality. The Chicago Sky organization is feeling the pressure too. They're forced to market Angel Reese as their franchise star, but every time Caitlin Clark steps into their arena, she completely takes over. The sold-out crowds, the skyrocketing jersey sales, and the highlight reels dominating social media, it's all Clark. Meanwhile, Reese's fan base is scrambling to figure out what's going on. They say she's great for the culture, but last time we checked, cultural influence doesn't sell out arenas by itself.
They're going to say, see ya there. Now, the Indiana Fever stated, venue change, our regular season game on May the 28th, on September 7th at the Washington Mystics are moving to CFG Arena in Baltimore, bruh. So as y'all can see here, say game location change, CFG Bank Arena, Baltimore, Maryland. CFG Bank Arena, Baltimore, Maryland. Somebody said, could it be the Mystic owner doesn't want the Caitlin Clark shine to be seen again?
Ticket sales and TV ratings, Caitlin Clark is delivering both like no one else. WNBA teams are catching on fast after seeing what Clark has done for Indiana. Now, every team wants a piece of the action. This league has never seen this level of national buzz before, and let's be honest, it's not because Angel Reese is grabbing rebounds. Clark's presence turns ordinary regular season games into major events. She's turning casual viewers into diehard fans, while Reese's supporters are left watching as their favorite plays second fiddle to the biggest star in the sport.
The preseason game, Brazil versus the preseason game against the Brazilian national team sold out in 36 minutes, 15,000 fans. There's tickets for that game, upwards of $4,500.
Let's talk about the endless excuses for Angel Reese. There's always a new one when she underperforms. First, it was that she's young, then it was that she needs more time, and now it's that she's still adjusting. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is getting double and triple teamed, fouled on nearly every play, and still putting up elite numbers. It's funny how one player keeps getting excuses, while the other just goes out and improves her game, week after week. That's why she's the most impactful player the WNBA has seen in years.
I mean, all over. I mean, a lot of these tickets are crazy. But I'm just like, it's not even about the price for me. I'm just thinking about, like, I'm comparing the Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky because they said that it was like Me Too. Like, you guys are watching women's basketball because of Me Too. I mean, bro, everybody could get into this. Like, literally everybody could get into this game.
Reese's fans are in a bit of a frenzy right now, questioning why she isn't getting the same attention and star treatment as Caitlin Clark. The answer is pretty straightforward. Caitlin Clark is a huge draw. She's packing 10,000-seat arenas in no time. Every city she plays in turns into a can't-miss event, with ticket sales through the roof. Some teams are even changing venues just to keep up with the massive demand to see her play. Meanwhile, Reese's fans are left confused, wondering why her games aren't attracting the same level of excitement.
Angel Reese may be playing in the league, but who wants to see a goofy 6'6" woman miss layups? Not I.
Here's the reality check. No one's moving games for Angel Reese, and no teams are scrambling to secure bigger venues just to handle the demand for her games. The Unrivaled League experiment showed that without Caitlin Clark, the buzz just isn't the same. Reese's fans might wish for her to get the same treatment, but the truth is clear, Clark is on a different level. Her impact is real and measurable, while Reese is still trying to catch up. Fans aren't fighting for tickets to see Reese, and teams aren't expanding arenas to get more people in for her games. That's the key difference.
So the Washington Mystics owner Sheila Johnson goes on CNN and says that the entire WNBA should have been put on the cover of Time magazine. It is hard to get away from this conversation because it just keeps making national news. And to be frank, I've never seen a story in the WNBA get as much widespread coverage as this is getting. I honestly can't wait until the season's back in so we can get more about basketball talk. But back to this.
So last night we read Time magazine where Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year. Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover and said the WNBA is the league of the year because of all the talent that we have? Because when you just keep singling out one player, it creates hard feelings.
Let's talk about Sheila Johnson, the owner of the Washington Mystics. She tried to make a statement with her speech about Caitlin Clark, saying the media should spread the attention around and that Clark wasn't the only player who deserved the spotlight. She framed it as support for the underappreciated stars of the WNBA. But fast forward a few weeks, and now the Mystics are moving their games to a bigger arena. Why? Because of Caitlin Clark. So, here's the contradiction. When it fits the narrative, Clark is just another player, nothing special. But as soon as ticket sales start soaring, suddenly she's the best thing to ever happen to the Mystics. If this was really about promoting all WNBA players equally, why weren't they moving games to bigger venues before? Why weren't they selling out arenas then? Oh right, it's because Angel Reese and the rest of the league weren't pulling in crowds like Clark is.
But I've got a theory that Sheila Johnson is trying to do two things here. Number one, she's trying to screw Indiana Fever fans and Caitlin Clark fans. 6,000 less tickets available. Number two, while lining her pockets even more. Now, you might be like, well, Rhodes, I don't get it. Well, it's simple. Less tickets means the gate prices, all right? The gate prices for the game will actually go up. In other words, just like that preseason game, they has got tickets for $4,500. A run-of-the-mill game like this, even we all know Caitlin Clark tickets are expensive.
Caitlin Clark doesn't just move the needle. She is the needle. And if you need any more proof of that, the Indiana Fever exhibition game sold out in just about 30 minutes.
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too. And I want y'all to realize that.